Hello, hello, and welcome. Thank you all for joining. Good to be here today. It looks like we have a whole crew here and a couple of new people, so thank you as always. Always fun to see where everybody is joining from and on the map there. First time joining a live stream, thanks for joining PW Express. All right, so we got all sorts of fun stuff today. As usual, feel free to drop in questions in the chat at any point. If you are watching live and you're wondering why the chat is subscribers only, that's just, I've been noticing it's a lot easier to keep away the random drive-by spammers by doing that. So I think it's only set to like a minute though, and you are welcome to unsubscribe afterwards if you really want to, but that's the reason for it. We have Mother B joining live. It's very early there. Thank you for joining out in New Zealand. Awesome. And I see Bailey is here too from Australia. Will I be selling the ATEM TV Studio HD today? I am. It is on the list. However, like everything on the list, it's going to be US only. Sorry in advance to everybody who is not in the US. Yes, Philip. Sad I can't participate today since I live in Europe. I hope everything does find a good home here. But yeah, the logistics and taxes and all that stuff of shipping outside of the US is just too complicated, and it's not worth it especially for most of the stuff on this list. But before we get to that, I do want to remind everyone that we are still doing the special for the special color edition of the PK1 stands and cages. All of the newest versions of all the products are available in any other colors, and we have quite a collection of these. This one is the Tom Buck Blue. Oops, that wasn't supposed to show up yet. I've got the iPad doing a slideshow for this. So we've got the ATEM, we've got the Tom Buck Blue, the Tech Condo Purple, we've got lighter blue, steel blue, we've got my personal favorite, this teal, and of course the classic white and black and red. Oh, there's the whole lineup. There we go. So yeah, that is those are still going for the rest of the year. And as before, we are going to hide a coupon code for the stands somewhere in this stream, and we have 2 coupons again. One is a 20% off, good for any number of times of using it, and the other one is a 40% off that is good for only 1 use this week. So first person to find it and use it gets it. So that's the deal. Look for it somewhere in the stream. I won't tell you where, but it'll appear probably a couple of times. So that is, yeah, that's the deal. And do try to, if you're planning on using that 40% one, got to jump on it quick, because I've been noticing they've been going pretty quickly from once people find them. Okay, so plan for the rest of the stream. There's 2 main things to talk about today. In the later half of the stream, we're gonna go and Lily's gonna join the stream again, and we're gonna set up her Stream Deck buttons. She has the Stream Deck XL now is set up at the desk. Currently, it's just got the same buttons up in the corner, so we've got all the extra buttons to add. And she has been sending me a couple of new graphics, so we're gonna have to give her some buttons for the extra graphics to include also. So that'll be fun, and that'll be in the sort of second half. But until then, since I think she's still preparing, until then, drop questions in the chat, of course. Start them with the letter Q, and it'll filter it onto my screen a little easier for me to see. And then we will chat about whatever you want. And I will also talk about some of the gear that I am selling. So, oh, and Lily is sober hungover from roller disco last night. So we'll see how I can handle setting up the Stream Deck XL. Yeah. Hopefully she still has a voice. Okay. Oh yes, Mother B got purple and teal. That's right. We can do combos of the colors too. So if you want one half in one color and the other part in a different color, totally doable. Cool. So where was I? Yes. Oh, the other thing I wanted to point out, new videos this week. So last week, I finally finished the video from all of you, of this one, of all the videos that you all sent in. So that is down here now. And it was a lot of fun to edit and put together. Please do go watch this if you haven't yet. And I will drop this link in the chat. Please go watch the video because it was a lot of fun, and it's always nice to see who is here watching the channel. Basically, it's a little reel of all of the different, a bunch of different people who sent in videos introducing themselves and what they do, all stitched together. So a lot of fun. And yeah, definitely go watch that. Okay. Oh, good question from Brian. Let's see. LiveUp can play clips with transparency. Tried it on the iPad 9th gen with HEVC clip with transparency. The iPad didn't play it. Could you try it live? The problem is not that the iPad can't play it. It's that HDMI doesn't have any way to output transparency. So that's what's missing is even if the iPad could play it, which I don't know if it could or not, it should be able to, I would think, because anyway, it doesn't matter because once it goes out the HDMI port, there's no no transparency channel in that. So there's no way to have it input the transparent channel into the ATEM that way. So, and that's why when you do want to do graphics or video with transparency, you have to use two inputs into the ATEM. One is for the color, the content, and the other is a mask that hides everything that's not in the mask. Do I have a way to show that? I think I do. Let's try this. I think if because I have a clip here that I can play, which has the mask. So what I'm going to do is show you the multi-view of the of the ATEM, and then I can reconfigure it so that we've got the two channels from the HyperDeck. So let's go steal the top left box for the HyperDeck. Which one is it? HyperDeck fill, HyperDeck key. Okay, so the top two boxes over here are the two channels on the HyperDeck. And then I should be able to, I don't think it's actually connected to this ATEM. It's not. But I have a button, so let's see if this works. Yeah. Okay. So what I would like to do is jog through this. I am going to have to connect it to the ATEM. So we've got, what was the IP of that one? I don't remember. So I'm going to find it on this list of all my devices connected. There it is. And input is this one. Okay. That means I can jog through this. So on the left is the fill channel. It's called the fill channel, and it's basically the content of the graphic that you want to show. And on the right is the mask channel. So it's all white right now, which means the whole thing is visible. And then if I keep going, and there we go. So now you can see that the mask has a black portion, which basically means any part of the fill channel that is over a black part of the key channel will become transparent. So that's, and this is literally two inputs into the ATEM in order to do this. It's just that the HyperDeck happens to be able to output two separate video channels. One is a black and white video and one is the color video. So that's how that's what it takes to do transparency for video clips. It actually requires the two channels. So yeah, you're not gonna be able to do it with HDMI at all, unless with one HDMI channel or even one SDI channel. It takes two of those. Let's see. And why is something is wrong? Because that, I just realized that actually should be covering up my video right now. I think my Yeah, my key got reset when I was rebooting things. Hyperdeck fill, hyperdeck key, and there it is. So now it's actually live, covering up that portion of this video. Let's roll that back and go play the rest of the clip. Yeah, and now I can turn that key back on so it's actually active again. There we go. So yeah, hopefully that helps make sense. So you'd have to yeah, so you'll have to generate your video clip with an alpha channel and then export the video clip as a video with the alpha channel, which some of the video formats like ProRes 4444 can do that. And then the hyperdeck can play it out to 2 ports. Okay, cool. Great question. Good little demo. Let's start talking about the sale. It has not started yet. So what I'm going to do is actually go into my shop right now and turn everything on because they are still hidden. But we are going to launch this. So let me drop the link in the chat first. They are all going to be posted on my shop, shop.aaronpk.tv. And I've got a bunch of stuff in here and some like merch and stuff too. But I'm going to now add all of the products that are currently in draft. So here we go. And then I will show you what's going on. There we go. Are they? Now they're live. I reload. Okay, here we go. So these are all active now. Basically what this is a bunch of the stuff that I've been cleaning out in this room that I don't need for various reasons anymore. So if you want to filter, you can go filter on this used, and this is all the used gear. A bunch of this stuff is just set to $1, and that's if it was something I received for free or to talk about on the channel, or I don't really know what it is, like these Android TV sticks. A lot of those are just $1. I set some of the more expensive items to a more close amount to the real amount, just so that people don't try to buy these for $1 and then resell them, because please don't do that. Like, I want this stuff to get used by someone who's actually going to use it. So if you think it is going to be useful to you, please feel free to grab any of these deals. It is US only, just because shipping outside of the US is complicated and expensive, and then you sometimes have to pay tax on it, which is just going to be not fun for anybody. And so it is US only. And but yeah, there's a bunch of fun stuff in here. So feel free to browse through this. It will charge shipping, just because otherwise I'm going to lose hundreds of dollars on this. And I don't want to lose hundreds of dollars, but the shipping is going to be USPS priority mail, so it should take only a couple of days to get wherever it's going. So that is the deal. The TV Studio HD is in here. This is the one that I was using for for my actual conference streaming gigs ages ago, and then ended up repurposing for this space here for a year or so. I did replace the fans in it. It is so much quieter with the Noctua fans. So and they've been great. Like, I haven't had any problems in it being powered on for 24/7 for a year basically in here. So yeah, definitely worth that upgrade for sure. And what else? We've got I ended up with an extra DJI Mini 2, so letting that go for a good discount. It is just the base, not the whole extra batteries and stuff. But we've got a couple of extra microphones, wireless microphones, little lights. The Wyze camera, I bought that a while ago thinking I would switch into the Wyze camera ecosystem, and then I decided actually I'm going to go but they're much more expensive Unify cameras, so I don't need that one anymore. But I never actually set it up. I think I maybe took it out of the box once, but yeah. Did I buy a Mini 3? Not yet. I'm still thinking about it. I am really on the fence about it. I think I don't. So the biggest difference, I guess, is it has the obstacle avoidance backwards and forwards now, which the Mini 2 didn't. So it can or I think the Mini 2 had forward, but not backwards. So it can duck around, go around stuff. It's not nearly as smart as some of the more expensive drones. Plus, I personally don't really fly in a situation where I would need obstacle avoidance because I am usually paying much closer attention to what the drone is doing than just hitting the stick and just letting it figure out what it's going to do. So I don't know if that feature is particularly relevant to me. But one of the other cool things it has is the camera can now point up. On the Mini 2, it stops at 0 and it can only point down. So you can actually look up a little bit now, and then it can also rotate to do vertical video, which is pretty cool. And then the main reason that I would even consider it is that it was recently updated. The 3 was recently updated to work with the DJI Pro controller, which is the black one with the big screen. And that controller has an HDMI port out, which means you can then stream. You can connect the live drone feed into other gear with the HDMI out of the controller, which is very cool. Because the only other way to get the video live streamed out of the Mini 2 would be over RTMP, which is going to have other issues. So that would be the reason I would consider it. Still not totally sure if I'm going to do it. I'm probably just going to wait a year and see what happens with the next Mini. I don't know. We'll see. I might end up getting it anyway just because it's fun. But yes. Okay. So that is, oh, cool. I see a bunch of sales coming in already. Thank you. That's fantastic. Oh, this is a good point. The Mini 3 Pro can record 10-bit video now. That is also very cool. So lots of rumors about a Mini 3 SE being on the way. That would make sense because they did call it the Mini 3 Pro, right? It's not even just called the Mini 3. So it's the Mini 2 was just called the Mini 2, but this one's called the DJI Mini 3 Pro. So maybe there's going to be a non-pro version of it coming out too, which I don't know what they would take out. Maybe not 10-bit video. We'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah, and this one's fun too, the FPV drone. This one I'm also tempted by because the FPV sounds like a lot of fun, but also because it's got the enclosed protected propellers. If they add remote ID to this, then this one you actually can fly over cars and over some people, following all the other rules about those kinds of flights. But one of the requirements for doing any of that at all is that the propellers have guards. You can't have open blade. You won't be able to fly open blade drones over those kinds of situations at all. But it does require remote ID also, which the Mini 3 Pro got its certificate for remote ID. I don't know if it's actually shipped in the firmware update yet, but at least because it's not even required to until next year. But we know that Mini 3 Pro will support remote ID. I assume the rest of them will also because they've been filing a bunch of those for all their drones. So I'm assuming as many as they can will support remote ID. Where is that list? I had that list. What is it? FAA. Oh, here it is. So this is the list of all the drones that now have their declaration of compliance in for remote ID. So a couple more were added just the other day. More DJIs. Only a couple of non-DJIs are in this list, which is interesting. But a bunch of the DJI drones will be getting the firmware update, which is basically what this is saying. Mini 3 Pro is the smallest one on this list. Oh wait, that's the FPV. Great, I totally missed that it was on that list too. So now we also know that the FPV drone will have it, which makes sense because it's one of the newest ones. Yeah. Oh, Mother B, you should sell your extras as well. I think you totally should also, because there are some people in Australia and New Zealand who I think might appreciate some of that, who can't get the stuff from me. The FPV is great, but it's too loud. Oh, interesting. Yeah. It did sound loud on all the videos, but I mean, I don't think there's going to be a quiet way to do a drone at all. Okay, what else is going on in the chat here? The why is every monitor not compatible with the ATEM Mini Pro for preview output, and input number 1 is not compatible with every camera? I mean, every monitor is not compatible is a little bit of an exaggeration. I have noticed though that some monitors are not compatible with the ATEM Mini Pro, although that was happening a lot more like when they first launched the ATEMs, and they shipped firmware updates that fixed a lot of those compatibility issues. At this point, I think I don't think I've actually encountered a monitor that doesn't work with the ATEM at this point. So it's really only going to be a couple of them. I don't know why they can't negotiate with some monitors, but if just try a different one if you find one that doesn't work. The input number 1 on the ATEM Mini though is a different HDMI chip than the rest of them, because it supports the pass-through mode of copying that back out to the output. And because it's a different chip, it does again negotiate differently with different cameras. And I have seen some things not work in input 1 that do work elsewhere, but it is kind of just a toss-up. You never really know whether it's going to work. One other thing I can say though is if you are seeing that some cameras aren't working with any of the inputs, either 1 or the 2, 3, or 4, try a different cable, especially a shorter cable, because sometimes it's an issue with the cable length too. The monitor issue could also be a poor HDMI cable. Experienced that a few times. Yeah, totally. So yeah, try shorter or different cable, and before totally giving up on it. Any idea why the shop is telling me my address is not valid when I selected it from the autofill? That is a fantastic question. I have no idea. It's Shopify, which is pretty standard. Sometimes I've noticed that address validators are just weird about things. I don't know what else to try. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. Oh good, we're going to get a New Zealand Australia used gear exchange going too. Is there a special button for the low latency pass-through mode in Companion? That's a good question. Let's find out. I think so. So if I go to Companion and try to make a button for this, I wonder what I was doing there. Why is there a random OSC? Okay. So if I go to the ATEM, oh, I don't have my other ATEM set up here. Let's see. Do I have the ATEM Mini Pro in, where is it? Is it, no, it's TV Studio, ATEM Mini. Is it this one? I think it's, aha, here it is. ATEM Mini Pro ISO. Great. Okay, so I can make a button for aux out. There's only one aux, that makes sense. It's the HDMI out. Input is, yeah. So it'll say direct. So you can make, these are the labels on the inputs. I can change those. Let's go over to that. ATEM Mini Pro ISO. By default, it's going to be like camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, and camera 4. This will make it easier to see. On the output, this will, you know, be the names of your inputs. And then there's also the special one, camera one direct. So it takes the label of this and adds direct to the end of it. And that also shows up in companion. So camera one direct is here. So you can make a button which will change it into that mode. Oh, good question. Using DJI Mavic Air 2, searching for a good workflow to integrate the flight data, speed, height, location into the footage. Any tips? That's a good question. I haven't really explored too much of this yet. I know that it. Are you trying to do this for like in post? I think it records that data somewhere, but I haven't looked for any tools to actually like work with that data later. That is a good question. I should try to look into that. It'd be kind of fun. I have definitely seen people just like stream what they're looking at on their phone, record that because that's got all the data too. But that's not obviously not as nice. Yeah. The flight data are in separate files. Yeah, you have to search for some tools to manage that. One thing you could do is look on GitHub for that. If you like search for the file format on GitHub, you might find some people's open source projects that deal with it. That's where I would start. That's because I don't mind writing a little bit of code to get my hands dirty with that. The FPV records some data as SRC subtitles. Oh, that's fascinating. That's a cool idea. VLC can display the flight data. That's interesting too. I've never even looked at that data on my SD cards. That's fascinating. Well, got something new to try. I wonder if the Mini 2 does it. Okay. Good question. We're going to have a New Zealand exchange stream at some point. Because there's a whole bunch of chat going on about that. That's great. What else? What else did I want to talk about? We got the sales going. I will get those shipped out. Probably a bunch of them I'll ship out tomorrow, actually. And then no promises on that, but I'll try to do a run because I have it all. It's all at home. I've got a bunch of USPS boxes all ready to go, so it shouldn't be too much to get it sent out tomorrow. Yeah, many people capture the screen with the remote controller. I've definitely seen people do that, which is probably the easiest. Screen recording on the phone itself or would work, but yeah. Oh yeah, and other news. ResolveCon. ResolveCon is happening next weekend. If you are not yet registered, let me drop this link in. Or ResolveCon.com works. ResolveCon is going to be a pretty fun event all about DaVinci Resolve. So it is October 1st and 2nd, Saturday and Sunday, live on YouTube, and it's in person in Eugene. So I am going to be there helping Photo Joseph run the live stream. So it'll be a fun chance to do all of this stuff, but in a totally new setting with other presenters. It's gonna be a 2-day long event, so it's gonna be fun. But this does mean that I will be here at ResolveCon during this current time of my live stream. So I will not be able to do a live stream on my channel because that is going to be in the middle of ResolveCon. I don't know if they posted the schedule on the website here, but it's going to be, yeah, a lot of speakers. It's going to be literally like in the middle of my 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'll be down there running the stream. So maybe I will be able to, oh good, they did post a little bit of the schedule. Here we go. 9 a.m. presenters and panels all the way until lunch break. So right through the stream time. And I'm I'm hoping I can do some live on my channel from down there at some point. I don't know if it'll be during a lunch break or in the evening, although the after party is all night. So we'll see. I'm not making any promises about doing a live stream from there on my own channel, but I will be there. So join on YouTube, because you can just watch it on YouTube for free. And then that's where I'll be hanging out. So yeah, hopefully I will see some of you there. What will we be using? I believe Photo Joseph has a Constellation 2ME that he has, I think it's on loan for this stream or for this event. And that's going to be like the main, obviously the main piece of gear it's all built around. This week is going to be prep for the event. So I'll be working with him on figuring out the rest of the gear that we need. And I'm hoping that I don't have to bring anything myself, because I'm hoping to actually go down there with my bicycle and not have to deal with any cars. So I'll be taking the train down to Eugene, biking over to the venue, and yeah, so I'm gonna have to just be able to carry stuff myself. Bailey says you should see if you can set up a GoPro or something and just stream what you and Joseph are doing, which could be a lot of fun. A little behind the scenes stream. I will ask if they mind if we do that. I think it could be it might be totally fun. And what I can do then is I could do that on my channel, but like as an unlisted video, because obviously it's going to be just a really long stream with not a lot of talking. Do it as an unlisted, but I'll blast it out on my email list so that you can join. So let me drop that link in again. If you're not subscribed, I would recommend subscribing to this, because this is a way for me to send out emails right before I go live. So it schedules them 30 minutes ahead of when I go live on Sundays here. It's an automated system. I can also blast them out manually. So that's what I would probably do for the unlisted one. And that's going to be a lot more reliable than trying to get a YouTube notification or anything else, because YouTube notifications are pretty scattershot. There's no guarantee that you're actually going to get them, even if you click the little bell. So yeah, if you sign up for that list, I will make sure to email from that if we do end up doing a behind the scenes stream for the show. I think I'm going to bring the YoloBox and yeah, maybe a GoPro, because then I can use that for the behind the scenes stream. Or another possibility is I just bring the DJI Pocket 2 and just stream directly from this. YoloBox with a small camera can be backpackable totally. And I mean, normally when I've been bringing the YoloBox on other trips that I've done, I never check bags. So I'm always carrying with just like a roller suitcase and a backpack. And that's what I pack everything into. And it's great. The pack's down so small. So probably bring this. It's going to depend on how it all packs into the bag, because basically it's a little bit wait, using a GoPro to stream, didn't you make a video about not using a GoPro? I might bring the 7, because the 7 is actually not that bad for it, but we'll see. I don't know, I got a lot of other cameras to choose from here, looking around at the options, so we'll see. Can the YoloBox the GoPro resolution? I mean, it works fine. Like I did the stream on the bicycles with the GoPro, and that was the GoPro 7 in the back and the 10 on the front. And where is that? Here it is. This was, I'll just drop this link in here. The bike ride live stream. This was oh wow, 3 months ago already. So this was the YoloBox cage attached to the bike, and GoPro 10 in the front, GoPro 7 in the back, and then this camera that you're looking through right now was the, I think it was the ZV-1, little small point and shoot, and that was so that I could show what was going on the bike. And yeah, like here's the thing about the GoPros. The 7, no major complaints about it. Like, it powers fine over USB, has an HDMI port. Fine. The 10 is extremely frustrating to get going. The GoPro Labs firmware does help, but here's the thing. I would not recommend buying a GoPro for doing this. But if you already have a GoPro because you're using them for other things, then you can make it work, right? But like, don't go buying a new GoPro 11 because you're going to be using it with a YoloBox or an ATEM, because you're not buying the right set of features for that, right? You're paying for a bunch of stuff that you're not using, and it doesn't even do the HDMI out very well in the first place. So if you have one, can you make it work? Yes. Oh, this is another good call. Maybe I should bring the Mevos. That is a nice small package. I did this behind the scenes stream on these before. It is very cool that you get 3, and actually with the new firmware, you can just keep adding more and more. It's unlimited now. Photo Joseph did a video about that actually. And this is not too much gear to bring. They're kind of heavy, but yeah. That's probably the best option. And I can set them to auto rotate too. Yeah, I saw the video saying not to use the GoPro with the ATEM. What's a good replacement camera for the studio? Well, so it depends on what your goal is with the camera. As a main talking head camera, I would not even in the first place suggest GoPro at all, or any similar camera, because the picture is not going to be nearly as good quality as you can get from other cameras. This camera that you're looking at me through right now is the Lumix G7. I think it's officially discontinued now, but there's like a newer version of it that's similarly priced and similar size. But the reason I have that is because it's relatively affordable. It's actually not even that much more than a GoPro, frankly. And you can get nice lenses for it. So this is a 12 to 35 lens, not the kit lens that comes with it. Actually, this camera is also a G7. This is the kit lens that comes with it. And I think these are a great option. They're mirrorless style cameras with a tripod screw on the bottom and a flip out screen and all that stuff, which is obviously not, you're not going to throw that in like on the hood of a car or something, right? Like, it's not for that. It's a good studio camera. If you want, I do have one actually back here. This is also a G7 with, I think that's the kit lens. No, that's 15mm lens. And, it's a nice overview shot. 15mm is decently wide for that. If you want something that you can like tuck up in the corner and never think about, you can mount those up high and out of the way, and I leave mine powered on and they're fine. One of the other problems with the GoPros is that you have to fiddle with them, and they're not going to just stay on all the time. So if you want like a high out of the way shot, then another option, if you don't need the quality of a good lens, you can get these little, what are they called? They're little like bullet cameras, and you can get HDMI or SDI versions. And the SDI versions are nice because then you can run a really long cable with no extra converters and tuck those out of the way somewhere. Picture quality is obviously not going to be anywhere near a mirrorless camera or DSLR, and it will be slightly worse than a GoPro 2, but the GoPro isn't so good in a studio that I would recommend that anyway. So I think it's fine. Sadly, I don't have one connected right now. I think I just dug it out of my box when I was cleaning things up, but I'm going to put it somewhere around here so I can show you later. I used to have it on the 3D printer where it was just like monitoring the 3D printer, and I could cut to that at any point. Do I have a webpage with a list of the used gear do you mean the gear I've used for this stream? It's actually in the description. So I do try to make sure I update that. And let me just double check. It looks like so here, Constellation 2ME, SDI, ATEM SDI is over here as well. It's up here, and it is, I guess it's not actually technically part of the stream, but it is there, part of the studio. In my stand, of course, the Lumix G7s are most of the cameras around here. 15mm lens is fantastic. That's on that back camera. It's also the lens that I use on the main camera, which is not set up for this stream, but that's when I record videos. Audio Technica is the microphones that I'm using now. So this is the AT875R. The two monitors are Dell Ultra Sharps. These are the two here. They're actually slightly different ones. I think I have the new one linked in here because the other one is annoying. I don't recommend getting it, but it was very cheap. The light, this light over here is this is the Godox SL152 and nice and quiet on this this glow beauty dish. And then I have another light which is out of the frame. You can't see it here, but it is very low. It's set to like 5%. Here, I'll turn it off so you can see what it's doing. And that is the new tiny little Amaran light. So this is with that light off. It's just adding the slightest little bit of onto this side of my face, but most of the light is coming from the main light here. Oh, I'm actually curious, while we're talking about lighting, do you notice anything different about the lighting in this stream compared to last week or the week before? Because I was looking back at some of the streams and I was like, I feel like my lighting used to look better, and I'm trying to get back to that. So what I did is, you probably can't really tell, but the pole for this light, it's right at the corner of the table here. And it actually used to be kind of in the center of that gap, that box back there, which meant that it was like 2 feet farther away from me. And I realized that it was significantly farther than it used to be, because I used to have it even closer when I was at the smaller desk. And I think that helped. So now it's, I think it's better. I think it's better like this. And then I also, last couple of weeks, I've had that one on brighter, which I realize is also not, I don't think I like the flat look. It makes it really flat. So here, I'll turn this one up. And then you can kind of see there's two highlights now, which is also kind of weird, but it just makes it a lot flatter. And I don't think I like that as much. So I'm going way down so that it looks a little bit more rounded out now. Yeah. The, what else is on here? The two iPad apps, although I don't think either of them are actually running anything right now, but I use them sometimes. Live app for iPad for playing video clips or doing the, it's a good portable solution for browser overlays and video playback, and you can also draw over the screen. And then Mix Effect is a good controller for replacing the software control app on a computer. That's most of the gear. Oh, audio. Other than the microphone, I should also add the Behringer X32 rack is now what I'm using. So that is, let me just add that to the description. That is the mixer I am using now, and so far been happy with it. It is definitely overkill for what I'm doing right now, but the one of the reasons I got it is because eventually when I get the 4ME, then it can actually extract all the audio digitally from the ATEM and mix it all in the mixer. So yeah, the Behringer X1, I don't think, no, I had the XR or the MR 18, and I upgraded it to the 32 because of the ability to extract the digital audio from the ATEM, which I unfortunately haven't been able to use yet because I still don't have the 4 ME because Blackmagic hasn't made them yet. But yes, that it is the X32. Would love to see doing a show about audio. I'm definitely no expert on audio, but like I can talk about what I'm doing in here. If you want an expert on audio, definitely go find Curtis Judd. Oh, good. Bailey is dropping a link to Curtis's channel. He does live streams answering questions also and has a lot of great videos, and he is a expert at audio. So yeah. Sony RX0 Mark II is a good alternative for streaming for the GoPro form factor. That's true. That is a great camera for it. If you want something that is also like you don't have to worry about stuff hitting it. So I know people put the GoPros on like backboards of basketball hoop and stuff like that. The GoPro can take a beating. Mine actually got ran over by a car. My 7 literally got ran over by a car. It was on the back of my bike, and the mount that I made for it broke. I need to redesign that. It snapped off. I went over a bump and it snapped off, fell in the street. I was biking. I didn't notice it at first. Thankfully, Lily was behind me and she saw it happen. But by the time that she caught up to it, it had been run over by a car. And it was like face up on the street, run over by a car. So I look back at the video and you can see just a tire running over it. It still works. I don't know how. That thing is a tank. But Sony RX0 is similar. It is like a metal case. It is really strong, and I would not mind putting it like on a basketball hoop or something. So yeah. Light seems the same to me. Maybe a little bit more detail in the shadow at most, but not noticeable without an A/B comparison. Well, I mean, we can do an A/B comparison because we have last week's stream to look at. So this is last week's stream and this is now. I think it's quite different. Much less flat, and I think it is better now. So thank you, Axel Live, for the super chat. Appreciate it. I just got the Sony A7 IV. Haven't even turned it on. Do you have it, and what's your opinion? I do not have it, but I think it is a fantastic camera. I don't have a ton of Sony cameras. Actually, it's not true. I have a lot of Sony cameras. I have just the lower end ones. I don't have a lot of expensive Sony cameras. Fantastic camera. Sony has the best autofocus for sure, hands down. So actually, that's why I have the only Sony camera that I have set up around me right now today is actually the A6400, which is the overhead shot. And I have it as the overhead shot so that, oh, it's too dark because I moved the light. Because the autofocus is way better. And yeah, now I need to adjust the exposure on it, but I will do that later. I have had that globe light over here, which throws more light onto the table. Anyway, A6400 is decently good autofocus too, but the A7 IV is like way better. Fantastic. You know who has actually done a bunch of good videos about those Sony cameras is Tom Buck, because he uses those for his studio. So definitely go check out his channel too. I have a bunch of Lumix lenses. I like that I can get an affordable, the G7 cameras or the so I'm pretty much in the Lumix ecosystem, other than I got the Sony at one point and now it lives on top of that pole. I do have the ZV-1, which is great as a small little camera. And I also have the ZV-E10, which is the smaller one with the interchangeable lenses. I like those too. Those are more, I keep them in like a backpack, and those are the cameras I use when I'm out, but I don't use them in the studio. Here is Tom Buck's channel link. Thank you, Bailey. If YouTube figured out how to stream at 4K with ultra low latency, would you finally do the switch to full 4K videos and live streams? Probably not. I don't think that you actually need 4K for most live content, frankly, especially this kind of live content. That's just my opinion. But yeah, it takes a lot more bandwidth. I don't think it's necessary. people are gonna be watching on tiny phones anyway. Here's link to Tom's video regarding the A7 IV. Fantastic. Thank you, Bailey. GoPro car tire road test. Takes a licking and keeps on streaming. Yeah, it's solid. Blackmagic will release the 4ME Extreme before you get your 4ME. Someday I will get it. Someday. Oh, with the TV Studio HD, can you clarify if there are any assignable SDI outputs? It says 4 SDI outs, but not sure if they're assignable. No, so it is not like the Constellation SDI outputs. The TV Studio HD, I don't even know if I can find a picture of it anymore, because it's pretty old. Let's see, it's on... Nope, that's a... I want like the stock images for it. Oh, they should have it on their website in the media tab. Press images, ATEMs. They usually keep these around. ATEM. Oh no, it's gone from this list too. Nope. Wow. Okay. Oh well. I just wanted to show you the back of the panel, but the ATEM TV Studio HD, maybe like Amazon will have. Yes, here we go. Thank you, Amazon, for having the product pictures. This is what I wanted to show. These 4 SDI outputs are program out. I believe the audio is the audio minus the audio that comes in here so that you can use it as monitoring. Don't quote me on that. I've never actually done that. I'm not totally sure if that's true, but they're program outs. It's basically for feeding the program back to the camera operator so they can see what's live. So that's those 4. However, this aux out, this one is assignable. So you got one that you can change independently of program. So when I was using this for doing all the conferences, I would never touch any of these because I was doing all one-person operations where I'm setting up stationary cameras and I have one next to me that I control, but I don't have any camera operators. I would, feed the program out into the encoder, which sometimes I use the Sling Studio for that, actually. And then the aux, I would run that to the projector in the room, and that way I could choose what goes on the projector. So I could make it be like a title card with the conference logo. I could switch it to be the presenter's laptop that comes in on one of the SDIs from the stage, the converter on stage. And that way we don't get the, when the speaker comes in and, unplugs and plugs in a new laptop, the projector like flickers and all that. I don't like that. So instead, I like to feed the projector, give it a nice clean signal. That way, I can choose what people are seeing in the room, and it's great for that. But you only get one aux out on this TV Studio HD. These are just program. Yeah. Any recommendations on getting a used ATEM Mini Pro on sale somewhere? Maybe a sneaky brekkie coupon. I don't actually own an ATEM Mini Pro anymore. I have the ATEM Mini Pro ISO, which is over here, and a couple of original ATEM Minis, but I don't have the Pro anymore. I sold out a while ago, and then been sticking with the ISO. I don't know if I'm going to sell that one because I technically don't need it because now I'm using the SDI version over here. The SDI version lives up here, so I can do ISO recordings out of the Constellation. I do 4-channel recordings over here, which is basically what that's for at this point. And the HDMI version, I don't know if I actually have a use for it anymore, so maybe I will sell the ISO version. We'll see. Oh, David, would you agree that 4K lamps are better repurposing? Yes, absolutely. I think this is a good reason to do 4K. With 4K, if you want to, depending on what kind of content you're doing, like I don't ever go back and re-edit these live streams down to other content. Maybe I should. I tried it once. That video didn't do great, and for whatever reason, I don't know. So I haven't even bothered with mine, but for other people, I could definitely see that would make a lot of sense. If you're shooting 4K or streaming 4K, then you can actually get a reframe vertical image that's still high resolution, because 4K is what 1080 2160 tall, and that is bigger than 1920. So if you take the can I get a drawing in here fast enough? Oh, I was screen sharing the iPad. See the studio. There we go. iPad. So if you have a 4K picture that's 38, oh my god, 1920 times 2, 3840 by 2160, then it's like having oh, it's cropping, it's annoying. It's like having, you know, 4 1080s, but that also means you could crop in here and get 1920 here. Oh my gosh. Can't draw. 1920 and 1080 here. So that is a good use of 4K. But like I said, I don't tend to repurpose my live stream content, which maybe I should. Sorry to be late, but what gear did you have that I missed? The link is shop.mpk.tv. Oh, I don't know. Does the www work? I don't think it does, Bailey. But it is here. There we go. I really wish they would make an updated TV studio for rack mount with SDI and HDMI, assignable outputs, super source scalers. I know. I feel like they really missed the boat with the Constellation 1ME is what they call it, which I think is a bad name for it also. Oops, that one. This one. I feel like this product makes no sense. It doesn't have super source, but it's SDI only, and at least these SDI outputs are all aux outputs, so they're all assignable. You get 6, but no HDMI. So I do think it was really useful to have some HDMI inputs on the TV Studio HD. I agree. I don't know if 4 and 4 makes sense. This is now 10 inputs, which is cool. So maybe 6 and 4. You know, 4 HDMIs, 6 SDIs, and the 6 aux outs is great. But there's no super source in this, which is weird, because there is in this one, and there is in the ATEM Mini Extreme, which is the same price as this. So I don't really understand what the 1ME is for. Yeah, I think they should basically have made a closer upgrade to the TV Studio HD as that product instead. But yeah, hard to make something for everybody. Don't re-edit. It takes way too long with only a few enhancements. Yeah, I feel like if there was anything that I was going to repurpose, I should just re-record it, because it doesn't take that long to just say stuff again. Yep. Maybe, but what I was thinking about doing, and the reason I was thinking about cutting those things out, is anytime I do like a little demo during the stream live, where I'm like showing how to make a button in Companion or something, or how to do, I don't know, the little random demos I do here and there, then I think I thought it could be useful to extract those into their own little standalone videos. Maybe that's what shorts are for. Maybe I should have posted it as a short instead. I don't think YouTube had shorts at that point when I tried it last. But I think I should just, you know, take that whatever I did in the demo and just recreate it as a new thing. I don't think it's going to be as good to actually extract the literal content from the live stream. It should be noted that I'm a 50-year professional audio guy. That is a lot of years. I was asking Aaron to talk more about audio in his rig, which he did briefly moments ago. I don't want to use the ATEM to switch the audio. I use professional audio mixers and feed them into the ATEM XLRs. Considering the X32 rack, if it can be controlled via companion. It can. That's the good news. I do have that set up right now. So I actually have a button I can show you here that I use for it. This button, table microphone, is how I can quickly mute and unmute this microphone overhead, or switch over to the other set if I want to. But when I do the pre-roll, you know, with the countdown sequence and all that, that microphone is muted. And when I click this button to start the show, it will also unmute the microphone. So you can, in fact, script a lot of stuff in that X32 with companion. Also the MR18 works as well. So if you search for X32 in companion, you can see all the different things you can do. You can mute channels, groups. I think I'm even using groups yet. Set fader levels, panning, all sorts of stuff. Actually, there's a lot of stuff in here. Wow, there's a lot more here than there is in the MR18. That is interesting. They did a good job with this one. So yeah, you get a lot of control from companion. Oh my gosh, you can even navigate the screen to different things. That's cool. It's kind of out of my eyesight, but it's down there somewhere. Yeah. Definitely good companion control for the X32. David is reminding folks, if you're getting value from this content, just click on the like button. It makes Aaron Parecki happy. It's true. Thank you for that. Oh, can you briefly scroll through the feedback options with the X32? Yeah, good call. The feedback. So if I wanted to, here I'm using it right now, actually, for setting the background, but let's see what else we can do. X32, change from mute state. So I'm using the mute state to set that to be green or black. Change from fader level. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the list is really long again. All sorts of feedback. Wow. So you can really create a whole mixer in companion if you wanted to. And you can also make it reflect the pages. That's cool. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff in here. Hopefully that helps. In this, oh yeah, we have 30 minutes, 25 minutes. We should probably get Lily on to work on her Stream Deck buttons. So let's do that. I am going to send her a Zoom link to join and get her streaming to my studio here so you can see her. Let's do that. Let's do that. Get her on Zoom, get my super source reconfigured. This is what I need mix effect for. I don't think I made a preset. I should have made a preset for this last time I did this. But we can at least do this part live. Mix effect and Constellation 2ME, connect, switcher. So what I want to do is give a little spot to let me go get her ATEM streaming to mine. Also 200 dot, oh my god, I don't remember the IP address. 1? Yes. We are going to stream to my studio and nope, wrong one. Okay, super source. Too many things to do at once. Super source. I want to make room for, so we want box 3 is the Magewell. Box 3 is turned on. Box 1 is so main camera. Can I move myself out of the way? Yep. Move her box over there. And then we got to get her thing streaming over to here. It wasn't quite as seamless as I had hoped. One of these days, I will create my own companion button for all this. And where is the stream key for Magewell? There she is. Okay. And now we need to get her audio on. And I need to put on my headphones. Where do they go? And then we will switch over to computer. Out of the way. All right.
Hey.
Lily's on Zoom, so I can talk to her. Do my headphones
want me to not
work?
be confused? I turn your cell phone.
My headphones are not cooperating today. Microphones, AirPods, speaker, AirPods.
There we go.
There we go.
I hear you now.
Wonderful. So the project for today is setting up the rest of your Stream Deck buttons. So let's see. We have to go load up your Stream Deck in my computer here. This one.
I'm very tired, so people need to bear with me. I'm like I'm barely holding it together. So
Okay. Well, we'll do this quick because your show starts in just 20 minutes too.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for reminding me.
Oh, good. And they can hear you on the stream. So your main. Let's work on the main page. Your main page is 3, right? And these are the buttons you've got currently. These ones are navigating to other pages. What do we want to do?
So if you go up to not that page, that's not the main page that you're on, I think. Go to the pre-show page.
Okay.
Now, there's a menu page. Oh, menu. Menu is the page to go to. So there's a whole menu page. That's where we put all those icons. Mm-hmm. And I think what we want to do is put those across the top. Now that I have so many spots, like as you can see, we had to do it down on another row. I'm kind of curious if we could just fit all of the buttons on here. But quite frankly, I think I might be too tired to think about the logistics of that right now because I feel like we'd have to move a ton of them. And like, at least I'm used to this overview. So I think first thing first, let's build those lower thirds that I sent you. So I have 2 new lower thirds I want to add. Yeah. And it's kind of silly to think about which page to add them on, but whatever. Let's add them onto the menu page. Why not?
We've got room. Let me move this one up to that top row at the very least.
Yeah.
And then let's move this one out of the way too. This is our debug things that are not used very often. So that's a little nicer at the very least. And then why don't we do it on this page? Because this is where you spend most of the time during your stream, right?
Yes, correct.
So let's just add them down here for now. We can always change that later. So I need to actually go add these to the ATEM first. So I think I can just drag it out of here. Let's see if this works.
What is that YouTube stream button? I don't even remember setting that up on the menu page. What does it do?
It actually starts the stream, like pushes the stream live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's make sure these are working correctly with the transparency. So I'll set that to media player 1, and then use a downstream. Let's see, downstream key. Which one normally shows the chat? Let's find out. Chat is using downstream key 1. Sets that. Okay, so we can use downstream key 2 for the graphics. So we're going to set that to the media player. No mask. And it is free multiply. And let's see if that works. Does that look right? No, it's not. It's not doing the transparency properly.
Did I make it the wrong? It is transparent, it looks like, but
no, the graphic is right. It's got it because this is the graphic, but I think there's this problem with dragging graphics into the ATEM versus using the Photoshop plugin to add it to the ATEM. Because you can see that around the B, it's like not properly falling off. It's just like a hard edge. Unfortunately, I don't have Photoshop anymore. This is like the one thing that I was like, I need Photoshop still so I can push graphics to the ATEM. But do you have Photoshop?
I have Photoshop. What do you need me to do? I actually made these in Canva, but I can open them in Photoshop.
Yeah. Wait, this one's working. Is that supposed to be transparent like tape?
Yeah.
Why is this one working great?
The other one was working. It was just not display. It was displaying too big, and I don't know why.
Too big?
Like it was cut off at the end. Look at me in the.
Oh, that's just because your box on my screen is too big. Let me shrink that down.
Are you sure?
Yep, that's your actual picture.
Oh, okay. I think they're both working.
I'm just being a little bit nitpicky about the B. Here, let me make you full screen to see what I mean. See how you don't get the gradient falling off of the
Oh
B?
Yeah.
But like
so
it's working.
Also, I used the. I just realized I uploaded a ping for the cat that has a border because it's used for stickers. So I like had a border
I think it's fine.
Which I think it's fine. It makes it a hard edge. But yeah, the gradient is rough.
Yeah.
At the edge there.
You
know what? I guess what is more valuable to your audience? Me fixing this and them seeing what it looks like to fix that, or setting up the buttons? I'm kind of curious which is more helpful for people.
Good question.
Because I can probably try to adjust that.
So what we need to do to fix this is you need to open this in Photoshop and then export it to the ATEM. Oh, but you probably don't have this ATEM software control on your laptop, do you? So that's going to take too long.
No.
So we don't have a way to fix it right now. So let's work on the buttons.
Well, can't I just fix it in Canva? It looks like it's more about the bleed than anything else.
Because it's the graphic is correct. Like the image you sent me is right.
Okay.
It's got the proper alpha channel.
Okay.
Oh, Nils is pointing out that I might actually have a way to do this. Export as TGA and Affinity photo. I do have Affinity. Let's see if that works.
All right.
And always nervous opening up programs without knowing what they're going to show on the screen. Let's see if this works.
Using your live stream shamelessly for promo, though, by the way. These are for Budgetober, which is a very fun budget challenge we do on the Oh My Dollar forums that, is an effort to help you set and stick with the budget during the month of October. And you get really cute stickers. And I will ship them anywhere in the world for free. And they're all, like, themed Halloween stickers, which I absolutely can't get a good view of this, even if we blew me up in the screen, but because I don't have autofocus on.
That didn't seem to help, unfortunately. I replaced the graphic with the TGA version. Sadly no luck. So I don't know. But I see like it is properly transparent. So it's not your fault. We'll have to troubleshoot that later. So we need to make buttons for these so you can actually show them.
It's useful for people to understand how I made that just from a like, hey, if you don't have Photoshop, because the other one worked fine. I made those in Canva, which is a free program, although you can pay for Pro to get like a lot more templates. But if people want to make like custom lower thirds, it's very easy to throw them together in Canva, as opposed to like Photoshop is expensive and also it's like very bloated. I've been using it for 20 years, but I think people should move away from it because it's so expensive. But Canva is free, and it is a good way to make lower thirds graphics, and they have a lot of fonts and stuff like that in there. So, and you can upload your brand guidelines if you do have brand guidelines.
Yeah, that's super cool.
And then I just exported it as a transparent ping,
which almost worked. This is something we can try.
It worked with the other one.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused. Can you adjust the settings for the key in the ATEM instead of using pre-multiplied? We can try to see if that helps. So if we get rid of that, then is that better? I think it's not going to give us the nice soft edge that you have in the graphic, because it's just going to clip it somewhere. Is this better or worse than having it?
It looks better to me.
It looks better. Let's do that.
It looks cleaner. It really does.
Yep. So what we're going to do then is make a button to restore this state in Companion. And we get to use the new feature, the Learn feature in Companion for this. So here we'll do Budgetober, and at some point I want to make the little picture version of it so that you get the cat on that button, but we'll do that if we have time. So what we have to do is go and set...
Use a spider emoticon. That'll show up well.
Oh, yeah.
Spider emoji. Or a pumpkin emoji.
Is that good, or do you want the pumpkin?
I can't... It's very small on my screen, so I can't really tell. So, wait. Where are you putting it? Oh, you're putting it on the main page. I think the pumpkin is good. Wait, show me the spider. Oh, the pumpkin is cuter, I think. Let's go with the pumpkin. Right. It's very important to have a cute stream deck.
So what we're going to do is make it a latch or a toggle so that you can turn it on and off. When you toggle it on, we have to go set a bunch of properties for the downstream key. So downstream key, set the input on key 2 to the... we don't have the learn feature on this because it's the old version. I need to upgrade yours to 2.3. We'll have to do that later. So we have to do this all manually. Media player 1 key. We're going to go set the media player 1 source to Budgetober. And let's do that first. And then we will set on air, after a short delay, key number 2. And on the unlatch, we're going to set key 2 to be off air. So you should be able to push that now to turn your graphic on and off. Want to give it a shot?
Sure. Okay, so turned it on.
And push it again, turn it off. There it goes.
Oh, I pushed it and did it?
Yeah.
Took a second. There we go. Okay.
Great.
Yeah, I was watching on the YouTube, so it was
yeah. Let's do that again for the other one.
Okay. Let's change it from a pumpkin, though. Also, let's make it orange, please. Make the Budgetober orange.
Do you want it?
I am very color motivated.
Orange.
As a human. There we go. Perfect.
That's nice and pumpkin-y. And...
very good.
Great. What icon for this one?
This is the Personal Finance Society. Oh, we can't do a cat because we already have a cat.
Dollar bill.
Dollar bill, which is also pretty vague when it comes to my stream.
Yeah.
But yes, I will remember that. I'm going to be
Okay.
using this one frequently. So
Okay. Where am I finding the emoji table for the companion fields? It's actually on the, it's like the Mac keyboard. So I'm pressing Control Command Space, which pops up this little menu. And then you can type into any text field. So it's not part of the browser, it's just part of the Mac. Dollar. Dollar bill. There we go. Cute. What color? Purple. And then for this, we're going to set it to Personal Finance Society in key number 2. Oh, I forgot to set the key properties. So for this one, we have to do set. Oh, there's no companion action for it for these. Shoot. Macro really quick. We can do that with a macro. So we're going to make a new macro called DSK2 pre-multiplied key on. And that is going to just click that box. Here we're going to say DSK2 pre-multiplied key off. And for budget bud. Good enough. That's going to set that. And then we're going to set those properties. And now, oh, look at all these. I already had some of these. That's funny. I must have done this before. Now we have to add the key properties in here. So macro, run a macro, which is, for the Budgetober, it would have been 28. And for this one, macro, we're going to run 27. And now let's see if those work. So press the Budgetober. We should see.
Yep. Okay, so if I press it, poof. And then when I press it again, it goes. Yeah, I like it. Oh,
and can you switch it
should
back
have
to
done
the...
that like 2 years ago.
And can you switch back to the Budgetober one?
Whee!
And it looks like it set the key properties correctly. Great. That's working.
Great.
Okay.
Love it.
Love it. What else with the remaining couple minutes before I let you go? Then
I am a little I don't know if I want to do, because we don't have very much time. I don't think, yeah, honestly, I have 1 minute before I need to go and start the stream.
Yeah.
So I don't think we should move around the top buttons, because I'll just frankly get confused. So yeah, I think this is good for now. And people that have thoughts about the layout of this, especially if you were there for the original setup of the smaller one, think on it. And then maybe next week, well, Aaron's not live streaming next week, but maybe the week after, we can come up with a better plan.
sounds good. Sounds
All right.
good. All right. I'm going to let you go, and I will have to make sure I reset your stream key as soon as I shut this down. So thank you. That was fun. And we will go join your stream afterwards. So yeah, for anybody who is not following this normally, we usually go hang out at Lily's show right after mine. So she starts in 5 minutes. So yeah, we will see her over there. And I need to set her stream key back before I forget, so that she can actually go stream to YouTube. This is something I should also probably have a companion button for, which is setting the stream key to the one for her channel, because I keep having to go log in to her channel to find it. And that is, yep, happening again. I have to go log into my other Google account that has it. Getting closer to the one page of buttons. I think we can get all of her buttons eventually onto one page that are in the most for most of the show. Now, where's the live studio? I need to put this into a companion button. This takes too long. Default stream key. Set it over there. And then we're going to, there we go. Oh. Why is that? Why is it not working? YouTube, primary server, stream key. I think there was something. There it goes. That was a weird little glitch. I think she pushed the on-air button right before I hit paste in the field, and that didn't work. Okay, so we are going to wrap this up. I'm going to go skim through the comments really quick and set this to go redirect to her channel afterwards. Thank you for that. Oh, super chats, Brian. Thank you so much. Thanks for the questions. Thank you for joining. Bailey says, does Companion have like a text label feature? I'm not sure what you mean by text label feature. Like normally you can just type in text, whatever you want, into the buttons. Steven, thank you for the super chat. I currently record voiceovers for artists like Peter Coyote, and your work has enabled me greatly. Thank you very much. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining. Yeah, that was fun. So a lot of little things we learned in that, and I do need to upgrade her companion there on the Raspberry Pi because the new learn feature that we looked at, I think it was last week on my stream, is very, very useful for being able to capture the current state of things and then make buttons for them. Oh, as in a label without making it a button to make different sections. What I've done for that is just put text in the page with no actions under it. But I don't think there's any way to set text without making it a button. But you just make the button not do anything. Live problem solving on-air techniques and strategies for making Stream Deck and ATEM behave. This is the content I came to view. Thank you. All right. We are going to have to track down that transparency issue, and I think hopefully I can report back on that later. Maybe I'll get a chance to try it out for the ResolveCon because I'm going to have to make a bunch of graphics for that too and upload them into the ATEM. All right. That was fun. Thank you all very much. Thank you for joining. That was fun. We will, again, I'm not going to be streaming next week at the normal time because I will be running ResolveCon with Photo Joseph. It is at this time. Please do join live. It is free to watch on YouTube. If you're there in person, it'd be great to see you also. Otherwise, yeah, we will, I'm sure I will see you, some of you virtually there. Hopefully I'll get another video out this week. And yeah, thank you as always. That was fun. And we will see you over on Lily's stream in just a few moments. Bye.